Hello, welcome to another episode of the Brick to Bios podcast. I'll be your host today, Jacob. I am here with my other co-hosts, Tim.
How's it going, everyone?
George.
What's up?
Josh.
How's it going?
And of course, Isaac.
Hello.
Guys, I feel like gaming news hasn't been much lately. You know, with the Game Awards coming up.
We're coming to the end of the year. There's not going to be a lot of stuff going on. Just keep playing the games that you enjoy, and there's be a lot of new stuff next year.
So I figured we could talk about some fun subjects regarding gaming still, and some questions that we had earlier that we've had written down, but haven't really had time to talk because we try to keep up with the news. But the question is, and I want to get your guys' opinion: do you guys think live service is killing games? Don't all speak at once now.
I feel like it's a loaded question.
It's a thought-provoking question.
I think it is to a point. Some games have actually really.
Bro, can you get off the game, Josh?
I'm not on the game. I'm looking at my thing.
He's on Steam.
I was gonna pull up like the sales that just recently. Anyways, no, but
Every time I look at you, it's like, why is this guy playing games right now?
I could be actually.
He got so bored of the podcast that he's just playing games now.
No, some games with the live service model have actually grown and become like.
I feel like live service games have kept games alive.
Some of them.
Like Fortnite?
Well, you had the whole category in the Game Awards, the best ongoing games. You have Fortnite, Helldivers.
Yeah. I feel like those are the games that are keeping gaming alive.
No, I don't know about all of gaming, but...
Yes, I think so.
I wouldn't say gaming as a whole. I think live service has done a lot of damage for gaming as well.
It's keeping it alive.
I don't think I would say it's keeping gaming alive. I think
it is.
Honestly,
what about Madden here?
That's keeping the gamers that play only sports games alive
and like moneyless.
That's like would we consider Madden a live service considering you have to buy it every year and it's a new game?
I would not consider it a live service.
I would just consider it kind of like stupidity at this point.
Fortnite is live service. It's one game
that live service. They just have tricked you into buying it every year.
It is the same game every year.
I mean, all they're doing
just
is
because it's
live
service doesn't mean
numbers.
Free.
No, but I'm saying it's a single game that they keep updating. Once the Madden 26 comes out,
you just pay
25's gone. They don't.
You can still play it.
No, but they don't update it.
Yeah, but you can still play it.
Would you count Halo Combat Evolved as a live service game?
No, but you can still go in there and do live service stuff.
What?
I think he's stupid.
I think you're stupid.
I can go play Halo Combat Evolved.
You think I'm stupid? Let's take this outside right now.
He knows some stuff.
Exactly. So keep that mouth quiet.
I think it's
I
think what is the hostility so far?
I think he is right that just because a new Madden comes out or like a new NBA 2K comes out the next year, the other one still runs for a while. Like they'll still do a few updates and things to it, but you're not going to get the new year, the new players and things like that. They'll still keep it going, but you're stuck on that year.
Yeah, but they're not doing like they're not adding content. Or they're not
not new content. No.
Like what they would do is, and they're not even good at that, would be like patch fixes. He's playing Megapunk right now.
I think he just did because you talked about it.
I would say the one of the things that they always will include is an advertisement for the next game as a content update.
That's the content update. Here's the next Madden game. You can pay us $80 for that. And we'll update the roster. But it'd still play the exact same, but we're just going to make up more marketing BS.
And more bugs and glitches and stuff.
Like my favorite, where they're like, this year we're adding real physics.
So
and then you watch it and it's still animations.
Now, you're talking about... So I just did a quick search, just asking, hey, is Madden considered a live service game? And they would consider it a live service game. Yes, yearly you're paying for a new title.
Are they considered live
service?
But
it's because it's live service because it's continuous updates throughout the year for that title. Like, there's not just a single release, we're going to do one big patch.
It's just one of the most expensive subscriptions that you're going to have.
Okay, so if we're going to go the whole subject of everything gets an update then, because we could consider a lot of games like that, and I guess that'll go into almost my next subject regarding live service. I feel like we're seeing an influx of games that rely on the update as we go motto instead of just doing like more of we're going to get the game working now for release. And I'll give like examples like Cyberpunk 2077. That game came out and absolute train wreck.
They were working on that thing for like 8 years. I don't think that was like a problem of they didn't have time to work on it. That was they made some poor decisions.
Yeah, but I mean, actually, if you look at it, they didn't actually work on it for like, I think I was watching the video, the 8 years, half of the time they weren't actually developing the game.
Again,
they were working on other things.
That was some decisions.
Yeah.
They could have been.
I mean, that wasn't developer decisions. But it goes into the thing because like Cyberpunk came out, it was really bad, and then they update it, and now you can go and people actually play it and enjoy the game. But it does leave a lot of bad taste, and for me, like pre-orders, that whole thing of I feel like we're seeing more people say don't pre-order because you don't know if the game's going to be good. And I feel like back in the day before live service became a thing, like you were still getting the risk of the game not working well, but there's a lot more pushed on developers that when this game comes out, it needs to be good.
Well,
or it needs to be finished.
Yeah,
and
like
polished.
Pre-orders are like a tradition that should have gone away with the move to digital games, because the whole point of pre-orders before was the fact that, you know, your local GameStop would only have so many copies of a new game. And so if you wanted to play it on day one, you had to have a copy reserved on certain games.
Well, and they actually used to give you like cool stuff back in the day for pre-ordering.
Yeah, that too.
Give you like collectibles or special stuff for just, you know, ordering the game early. And
well, yeah, and then that's what a day one like item
and
actually
now,
meant.
Nowadays,
like
if you're Ubisoft and you get the pre-order edition, you actually get the game. I was doing the whole reaction to like when they announced Assassin's Creed and the other Ubisoft game that came out recently, and I was looking at like the bundles or whatever, and I was like, the DLC mentioned that if you pre-order it, you get an extra mission. And I just feel like that's a scummy thing to do. Like, we're going to hold out content for the game you pay for, and you have to give us an extra $20.
The one that always gets me is the get access like 1 week early. It's like, no, you get access when it becomes, when you deem it to be available.
The official release date, because it's open to people to play now.
Yeah.
You're basically paying to be a beta tester.
I'm gonna say early access. There's no such thing as early access unless you're like a select individual who got like a really early copy for testing. But if you paid money, like anybody else on the world could do, it's not early access. That's just the release date. And I'm not saying beta, because beta is obviously early and then it'll go away. I'm talking like Josh, you buy the pre-order or whatever, and you get like a week ahead of the less money one. That's a scummy practice, I think, in general, because it's like, give me more money and you'll get the game on actual release date. Because once again, anybody can go spend the $10 and play it. So in my opinion, that is the official release date, not 10 days later when they open
you
it.
didn't
because
spend
you
the
didn't have enough
$10, so
money.
you don't get to play it for a week.
That's what I'm saying. That to me is a scummy practice of saying, you don't have enough money, so we're going to hold the game for you. You don't get to play it.
So what game have you spent that extra $10 on to get it? 10 days
I'm
early?
not going to lie. I'm going to be honest. I've only done it once. That was Spider-Man. Only one time I did.
Doesn't surprise me.
I did Modern Warfare 2019.
Did you enjoy it that whole 10 days, though? Before others could
I
play
wouldn't
it?
say others, because there's a ton of people playing it that day.
Yeah, a ton of people did, but not everyone did.
Well, not everybody still plays that game.
No
so
one
I
wanted to
think
spend
that's-
Not everyone wanted to spend $70.
What really hurt me was when I went and pre-ordered Fallout 76
Aw.
and got access to the beta, and then you get in and it's just like the worst game. Especially, it was in beta. It was bad when it came out, but when it was in beta too, and we were just like, "Oh, I hope it gets better," and it didn't.
like everybody with the Battlefield 2042 beta,
I never.
and that came out, and
that
everyone's
one.
like, "I really hope the game's better."
It's the same.
or do you guys remember Halo Infinite's beta?
That was, the
And
game.
everyone's
Yeah.
like, "This is so fun! Can't wait till the game comes out."
And
you're
then,
like,
this is the same exact thing we just played.
"This is the game." What? Where's the
Nothing
campaign?
changed.
It's like, where's the campaign?
Oh, that's coming out 10 days later.
When's the co-op? We'll say like a year from now, but then we'll say never.
But going back to your idea, like live service, like there are some games that, like, you know, look at Fortnite. I know we're not all fans of it. I'm not even a fan of Fortnite, but they've been very successful doing what they've been doing, and they're. We were just talking about the Tarantino thing they did, and at this point, it's just become a advertisement for their engine, really. Which it works for them. There's nothing really like. I wouldn't say there's anything malicious about Fortnite.
Unless you're talking about, you know, the wallets of the parents of the children who want every single battle pass and every single skin.
Okay,
But they don't.
that's
They
the
don't.
parents'
They
fault.
don't
That's not the
need to
games.
buy those V-Bucks. They don't need all of that.
It's about psychology. It's all marketing is.
But you don't need to pay that to play the game. It's not pay to win.
No,
Mhm.
but
PUBG was the same way.
all these kids want the new skins.
Mhm.
Then they can
Yeah.
tell their kid no.
I need the Quentin Tarantino skins out of Kill Bill. All right, I like kids. They haven't seen that movie.
See, to me, that's like that's a parenting thing. That's not a like Fortnite went with an art style. A lot of games do that. You know, the Telltale with like the whole, or not Telltale.
Well, yeah, you could say Telltale. I don't know.
Telltale had theirs, but I was thinking because they did Tales of the Borderlands, and so I was thinking back to like Borderlands. Like that was an art style.
Well, every game has
Every
an
game
art
has
style.
an art style.
Hades.
Fortnite's, I wouldn't even say is childish. It's just colorful, really. And then they kind of they branched out into different genres and
Yeah.
IPs. And, you know, if kids find that appealing, like they didn't do anything that was like, hey, kids, come, you know, join. It was like Rick and Morty skins, and it was just anything
Mhm.
anything they was
Yeah,
popular.
to be fair, kids were not watching Rick and Morty. I mean,
They might have been,
Might
but
have.
it's
Now
like
they are.
But like, yeah, Kill Bill. I doubt the kids playing Fortnite know or have watched Kill
It'd be
Bill.
interesting to see how many sales of Kill Bill or streams of Kill Bill actually go.
They're
Are
on
gonna go
HBO
because of
Max, I
Fortnite
think.
now? Yeah, I might watch it.
I was just mad because I'm like, why is he doing this instead of making his 10th movie? I don't understand.
That is his 10th movie.
That-
That's it. He's done. Fortnite was the last one.
But yeah, no, I don't think there's anything, and I feel like weird, like I'm defending Fortnite, but Fortnite didn't really do anything scummy. I mean, I'm sure they have. I'm not saying they're like a perfect company, but it wasn't like, not like
But all
they
the,
were targeting these people, and it's like they knew what they were and they were going to capitalize on it, and it worked.
But like again, going back, the parents don't have to buy their kids V-Bucks, and there's no content restricted if you don't. You can use you can do all the content and do everything without paying a dime.
And I think, and also talking about Fortnite, and I think it's a perfect. To answer the original question, I don't think live service is killing games. In fact, I almost think it's like a double-edged sword sometimes, because I would use games like Fortnite as a perfect example for how live service games can actually improve a game's life. Because I mean, let's be honest, Save the World was not going to be as big.
I think
as
there's just
Battle
some
Royale
games
was.
or some companies that are good at live service games or being live service games, and then there's others that are just not. That it's like they try too hard.
They're like checkboxing it.
Yeah, they're
Suicide
like,
Squad,
okay,
Kill
this
the
is our
Justice
live
League.
service game.
Halo
and-
Infinite.
Yeah, it's like
Did-
no.
Did you see the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game?
Mm-mm.
That was like, you want to talk about live service check marks. That one hit everyone, but it was just they forgot the game part.
They got the live service.
They got the model in place, not the game.
Yes, I remember I was watching Angry Joe talk about it, and like I'm like watching him play it, and he talks about how like, because they did season 0 and people were kind of like, but we'll see, it's live service. Let's see how the season 1 comes out, and then it comes out and it's like the exact same game as season 0, just with extra skins. And everyone's like, okay, well, yeah, this is boring and repetitive. There's no game here. It's not fun. But like, I would use games like Fortnite as like a perfect example for how live service actually succeeded. In a fact of, they tried something, wasn't popular. They came out with a whole different game mode, completely blew up, and now look where they are now.
I think that live service in itself has not harmed the gaming like scene, but it has set some really bad precedents and some bad trends that have been adopted by bad actors in the gaming scene just for the sake of exploiting money. Like,
Yeah.
you can't argue that, the whole point of live service is to keep income flowing in some way or another. If it's free, then you have microtransactions. If it's not free, then you have paid,
DLC
DLC
and
and,
things like that.
expansions and stuff like that, like World of Warcraft and stuff like that. But there's like certain ways that people can, push the boundary more and more to like, we can squeeze more pennies this way or that way. And then that's whenever we get the really bad examples of them not caring about the actual gameplay experience. They care about, okay, how do we make as much money as possible?
How do we use the live service for solely?
I think
Yeah.
a good one that their first one wouldn't have been considered live service. It might have been Destiny. So
Well,
Yeah.
Destiny 1,
MMOs
Destiny
have
2 is
always been-
definitely a live service.
Yeah,
and
it's
it
definitely
it
is.
lasted a long time.
Well, now it's on the phone, and I thought like people were getting
Now,
really-
now there is the Destiny on the phone that's like
Yeah,
popular.
Destiny
right now.
1 was a live service game.
any
but
MMO.
it didn't go very long.
It went for like 2-3 years, and then
Maybe 3 years. Then
and then-
Destiny 2 came out.
and then they've just been trying to pioneer
And
Destiny
then
2 the whole time.
Yeah, now it got to that point where like Destiny 2, I think 1 they did a good job. 3 years, wrote it out. Destiny 2, they brought some new things in. Stories were really good, and then it kind of
I heard a
Like a
lot of
big
people's
old
complaint on Destiny that is the lifetime of Destiny 1 wasn't long enough. That's what I heard from a lot of people.
For the 1, I really liked 1.
I almost wonder if like because the live
I could've
service
done one.
motto, like
a lot more.
if
more
Destiny
often.
1 came out later, if it would have just stayed Destiny 1 and all Destiny 2 would have just been like paid DLC the way they do
And
now.
I think that I want to say, if I remember correctly, that was kind of the plan. But something I think they wanted to change something major.
I'm pretty sure.
and so that's why they did Destiny 2.
I'm pretty sure it's because the CEO change that happened at Bungie is why they did Destiny 2. I'm pretty sure all of
I
that
don't
fiasco
remember.
happened over there. It's probably why that happened.
That might be. I don't remember. But Destiny 1 could have gone.
You want
Longer.
to? Speaking about live service games, I hate games that you pay for and still have in-game currency. I hate that.
Dude,
And talking about it right now, Arc Raiders has fallen victim to that. I hate when you have to. I understand for free games because they still have to make their money somehow. But like if I pay for a game and you still have transactions in there, that's crazy.
and then I'll
But
actually
isn't
say
it just skins?
Yeah.
but I will say one thing.
Don't
and
buy the skins. You don't have to buy them.
Well, weren't you just saying the same thing?
Yeah,
about
weren't you just
Fortnite?
saying the same thing about Fortnite?
Also,
Fortnite's
you
free,
you
though.
can unlock those skins.
Yeah, like
So-
over like Fortnite, you can't.
Yeah.
You have to pay. But Arc Raiders, you can like
You
earn
can
it.
unlock it in Fortnite somehow.
Ah.
You can.
Okay.
Almost like Helldivers.
Well, like let me advocate for Fortnite. In every battle pass, there's free V-Bucks, and every probably 10 battle passes, you can probably get a free skin.
Okay, let me rephrase it then.
Hey, free
Can
skin.
can you get all the content from the battle pass without paying?
No,
Okay.
but Arc Raiders is probably only doing that because the game barely just came out.
You know what I will say though, and I'll go with this. At least I'll give Arc Raiders credit. Their battle pass was free. It's free.
Like I'm saying, that's
but
because they
Arc
barely
Raiders
came
was
out.
only what, $30, $40?
Yeah, but you know what made me
So
mad?
it's not a $60 game.
Call of Duty. Call of Duty, you pay $80 for it, and you still have to buy the battle pass.
Well, Warzone's free.
Yeah, but I feel like as a player, if you're spending $80 for Call of Duty, the least they could do is say, "Here's the battle pass for free. You paid us $80 or $70 for the game.
Yeah, it used to be.
Here's the battle pass for free."
You pay $70-$80 and you got the battle pass.
Someone
It was
needs-
included in that.
But like then because I got Modern Warfare 2 and I was like, oh, they're doing a battle pass, and then I was like, I don't want to cough up another $10 for this.
Someone needs to make like, and if anybody watches this and has a recommendation, I want to see like an analysis of the downfall of Warzone from 2020 to 2025. Like everything because when it first came out, it was so much fun. It was one of the best things
Warzone 2
gaming was doing.
Let's say it happened with
Modern Warfare 2?
no.
I feel like
After
once
that, it
Warzone
would've been,
2.0 came out, I feel
it
like
was
that's
like-
when
yeah,
Yeah,
I would say it was
Warzone
like-
2.0, but it was around the time
But you also had the Verdansk
Cold
and
War.
the whole
Cold War and Verdansk.
Cold
kinda-
War was still fun.
I just think
was still
that, like,
playing it when Cold War
immediately-
was-
I think
after-
that's when it started going.
I feel like
down.
after Warzone 2 came out, that's when it started going downhill.
I tried Warzone 2 like when it first came out, and I was in it for a little bit, but I couldn't it wasn't as fun as
I
it had been
lost
before.
interest the second that it wasn't MW 2019 anymore.
See, I even liked it
Second
when
it
it was
switched
Cold
off.
War. It was still cool. I still enjoyed
Yeah,
it
when it was Cold War, it was cool.
But it was Verdansk.
When did they introduce farming around King Kong's crotch?
That was Vanguard, and that would have been like 2023.
Okay.
I remember were they flying helicopters up there and like chopping his balls? They're like, hold on, let me give this guy a fade.
And like
Hey.
somehow it was farming XP.
You know what's funny? In Call of Duty, that's goofy and like so weird. But then you go over Fortnite and you see Godzilla and Hakuno Miku shooting a beam at something.
Wait, say that again?
Hakunu.
Hatsune Miku.
Hakunu.
Hatsune Miku?
Haktua?
Stop.
Anyway.
But no, like, did you see that event?
No.
They had Homer Simpson, Godzilla, Hatsune Miku. They had King Kong. They had the K-pop Demon Hunters. They had everybody there. And it's just like, it's weird almost because you're sitting there and you're looking at Fortnite. And I'm going to be honest, like, it's just marketing. Like, you pay for this marketing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's Tim's favorite, though. He loves that, right?
See, but that's why I look back. Like,
Absolutely
OG
not.
Warzone was like...
OG
Perfect.
Fortnite.
Bro, OG PUBG.
Yeah, PUBG.
Yeah, OG PUBG.
Nah, OG
See, but why
Fortnite.
is it out of all of those,
OG
the only
Fortnite.
one that survived this long
Was Fortnite?
was Fortnite? I mean, PUBG kinda, but only really in the PC realm.
PUBG
and-
had to get brought in by Tencent
I feel like-
to
Yeah.
get that economy
With
from
Fortnite,
from
they
China.
had the way they designed the game. They were able to expand so much.
Yeah, there was
They
a
were- they
period
were-
of time where they were like in a dip.
Plus,
though.
Epic was very smart when it came to like the marketing on that.
Yeah, and they could have done anything with that game. Like if you look at PUBG, there's only very little things you can do and different movements. But like once they went to like a different chapter, people were like, "Oh, this is like a whole new different game." But it still was Fortnite.
And I think the other thing is like because of Fortnite's art style, they can get away with a lot.
Yeah, that's
more.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and, like anything goes. You don't need to be
Yeah.
restricted to
You're-
realism.
like if
You-
something happens, you don't question.
like PUBG's restricted to realism, and
yeah,
well,
because
kind
when
of
they
yeah.
did like the Dragon or Naruto skins, it doesn't look right.
Yeah, it didn't look.
Like-
or they did
or, like,
the Dragon Ball
when
skins too.
when Call of Duty did the exact same thing, and
They've
Tim
been
it
complained
doing
doesn't
about
look
it.
like it doesn't look right.
But when Fortnite does it,
It makes
you're just-
sense.
okay,
It makes sense.
it's a
I-
cartoon.
I- whatever,
It's a
Anything goes.
cartoon.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's why Fortnite has held up so far because they're able to do anything with their game without losing an audience.
Yeah, I get that. I feel that.
How good do you feel it?
Very good. there was one other subject I did want to
What
touch.
about like Overwatch?
I thank you for interrupting me.
That game is dead.
Overwatch.
They should have stuck with one and just.
No, what do you mean? We do still have Overwatch 1. They call it Overwatch 2 now.
They should
It's
have
the same
not
thing, though.
done anything, and they would be in a better state now than.
It's actually funny because they took away more content.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are starting a whole another
Okay,
conversation.
there was one other subject I did want to bring up on gaming, and just kind of want to get your opinions on things. Do you guys miss local or / couch co-op games?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had so many memories of like my sister and I just playing those games on the PS3. Zombies on the couch co-op. We played on the PC. We played Disco Dodgeball. Just being in the same room, having the reactions together, having that that bond. Where'd it go?
Or like Halo, like Halo local, where you're like covering yourself with like a table so they can't see.
Yeah, so they can't see it.
Stop picking.
Hey, quit looking at my screen. How'd you know I was there?
What does it matter? I'm still
And now it seems like indie games are the ones who are like trying to bring that back with the
Yeah.
games that are made for
Well,
couch
and
co-op.
I don't know why
Split
you
fiction.
would ever get rid of it. Because okay, I get online, right, and you can play with the people, but like you gotta like when we were kids, and for kids today, you only have one console. You're not.
You can do it on Fortnite.
Well, what, yeah,
Fortnite has split screen.
I guess they're leading on that too. But like, you know what I'm saying is like, I know their excuse is probably, oh well, you can just play online with anybody in the world. But it's like when we were kids, and most people are still playing are probably kids.
Most people at some point were probably a child.
But like, I don't know why you'd get rid of something that like I feel like is still very useful for a lot of people. Because I don't want to go out and buy my kids 2 Xboxes so they could play together. That's too
like
much
an
money.
argument that I've been making. Like everybody talks about how expensive gaming is, but I think gaming like right now is probably at, like one of the most affordable times of all history. You know what I mean?
Besides the fact we can't buy houses, but yeah,
I mean,
sure.
there's that, but like
groceries are going up and everything
you
else.
know,
is.
games were always like $60.
But hey, I can
Even
think-
back in the '90s, they were like $60.
And there's a
they
lot
were-
of good
they
games
were.
now that are coming
Yeah,
out
but-
with like a $40
but
price tag.
Consoles were
the
still $400.
Nintendo 64 was like what, $150.
I don't know.
Was
I
it
think
though?
it
I
was
think
like
it was 100. It was like
100,
150 bucks.
Let me look that up.
Someone fact check.
I don't think it was 100. I think it was like 300, 400.
I just saved myself
N64,
$150.
100.
96.
What about the Wii U? Wasn't that like
Price.
600?
What? I don't think it was.
I'm pretty sure it was one of the most expensive.
Let's look. Nintendo 64.
That's why I didn't have it. Wasn't successful because it was expensive.
$200.
$200. Yeah.
Nintendo
That's not that bad, though.
launched N64 in North America for $199.
But hey, if you do want
It
to,
was initially set for $250, but
because I will
then they
say
dropped it.
regarding expenses, Xbox and PlayStation, they lose money when it comes to their consoles.
Yeah, the actual hardware part of it,
So, I
they always
mean-
sell at a loss.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to
That's
recuperate
most
it
companies,
in
yeah.
online. So, besides PC, they're getting their money right up there. Like,
Until the Steam machine comes out.
but yeah, but that's like to a point. The companies try to make it. I mean, you still have to pay for their online services, and you're probably going to pay for a lot more of that than.
And,
I mean,
their,
and I
and their
won't go-
So,
peripherals.
all right, so the Nintendo 64 was $200. Then GoldenEye. How much you think that was, George? I know you're looking. You can't.
$70.
$70, $70 to $75,
Which
for
two-
GoldenEye.
$200
Well,
back in
no.
'96 with inflation would be around
What?
$400.
No, it's because that was Nintendo's fault. First of all, is
30
because
years,
it
about
went-
$140.
during the time Nintendo went with the cartridge style, which is more expensive to make.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
probably made by like 3 dudes.
That actually is a good point, though. The
Like a
big
lo-
reason
a
for
lot
the
of-
cost was because
So-
the hardware you needed.
Oh
to
yeah,
Well, let's see.
because that was
The
during
physical
that,
media.
that was
Yeah.
during the time when people were moving over to disc.
And all
They
the
didn't-
technology was in the
there was-
cartridge.
Who was it? Was what was the name of the other system? The Sony's because
Sony-
it was before the PlayStation.
Something, what is it? The
Sony.
Well, there was a place.
What was the
No, but I saw a video on
first
this.
disc system? What was the first disc?
It was like I don't know, but I saw a video on this about why they messed up with the 64 is because during the time the technology was moving to disc because it was better, it was cheaper, but they went ahead and kept with
Dreamcast?
cartridges and it was more
Dreamcast, I
expensive
think.
to make.
I thought that's I
Yeah.
think it was Dreamcast, but
Yeah,
That was Sega, not Sony.
no, yeah, that's what it was. Sega. That's why I was like, Sony doesn't sound right.
but that makes sense for like why they would be more expensive, or at least the same price, because a part of the money was going to actually making the physical cartridge.
Yeah.
But,
When
like,
disc are way more cheap,
nowadays-
you don't even have to worry about the physical stuff.
Yeah, nowadays, heck, most games I feel like nowadays when you go buy it in the store is just a code anyways.
Yeah, it's like a link or a code or something to get the actual download.
Look, PlayStation, they have the discless, and Xbox both have discless versions.
Nintendo's leaning heavy on the discless
All right, so
cases
Dreamcast
or
when
the
it came
card
out,
whatever.
The
was about
cartridge is
$200
free,
bucks,
yeah.
but then their games were CDs and they were right around $50 usually.
See,
So
And
$20
that goes to
bucks
my
for the
point.
cartridge. But the cartridge, Nintendo also kept it because it was Nintendo and that's what everyone was used to was the
Mhm.
cartridge.
No, but it was stupid by them because it was more expensive to make and it wasn't as good as a CD.
Yet who's
But
the
wouldn't
company that's
C-
still around and still does really good, better than a lot of
that's because
game
IPs.
companies.
Yeah, that's
alright,
because
let's
of
be
the
honest.
IPs because they had
Yeah.
Mario of Zelda
And
and,
what-
all the
and
good
didn't
games
they-
came out.
Don't hate on them that they were smart.
Didn't they go with a disc system afterwards anyway?
The GameCube switched, I thought.
Yeah,
they
the
did.
GameCube.
Yeah, because they realized
Yeah.
cartridges
And
aren't
then-
the move anymore.
Well, and then they went back. No, because now they're back to cartridges.
Well, it's not
it's
SD cartridge, it's the SD card
It's a
thing.
different tech.
but
It's a cartridge.
they did
though.
go back to that.
But that's probably cheaper than a CD. I feel like.
Nintendo's
Besides the
never
actual
been-
If I'm
console.
George, well, that was dumb of them.
You know what's done with them? Making the console more expensive, but not very powerful.
Well, they've never been like the cutting edge of technology. It's like, they're
I
always
feel like they
behind.
were.
No.
They were back in the
the
day.
64, Nintendo 64.
No. The NES came out, 16-bit was already a thing. They made an 8-bit system. Nintendo 64, you had the Sony PlayStation, which came out. The
PlayStation came out
PlayStation
afterwards.
came out after.
right after, but the same technology.
Not right after.
But
no,
It was-
98.
Nintendo
So-
would have been the one
no,
to
the thing-
launch the
back-
64-bit
That was when
system.
Xbox. Then you had the Xbox versus.
Xbox was the first
Back to
Xbox came out
my-
at the same time as the PS2.
Yeah, oh yeah. You were
No,
right.
So
back
the
to-
PlayStation original was with the 64.
But it was the
era.
dream. The Dreamcast was the main
competition for
competition
the 64.
for the 64.
But back to my point about the 64 having cartridges, people said that the 64 was a powerhouse of a machine during the time. It was only limited by the cartridges.
Oh.
Well,
Because now
more
that modders have, nowadays, modders are able to like put stuff on the
I will
64.
say cartridges were way easier to.
You weren't supposed to do that.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to do
It
that.
worked every time.
You didn't have
Versus CDs, you scratch that, you're like kind of. Hey.
Hey, I had
they
a
were so bad.
I had a ring on my Halo Reach for my 360 that worked.
You know, wait, what?
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 I had a ring.
It,
Like a what?
Did you like it so much?
No,
you put a
the
ring on it,
Xbox
or-
360.
It dug
Xbox
a ring
360
into
would
it.
dig a ring into your thing for no reason sometimes.
Okay.
And it had that, but my 360 still worked.
I had one.
Or
I
the
forget-
Reach card, or the Reach disc still worked.
I forget which game it was, but I had one just. And I look, and there's a ring that was just dug in. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I guess I am glad for downloading media because SSDs make things fast.
well, now you. Just,
but you don't own it.
But you
Yeah.
also have to think, like I said, the amount of money being put into these games has gotten significantly.
for marketing though, mainly because we know for sure they're not putting it into development. Maybe the assets. Maybe they're like 3D scanning things for hours upon hours upon hours, and
It's
then
so they
making
can get all
games
those
look good.
polygons, all the polygons.
They have to buy that AI program to do it.
To
for 'em.
replace their staff and then have that code everything.
Call of Duty, we're getting rid of all our 2D artists and we're gonna replace it with AI. And that's
We
gonna
are
cost a
calling
lot.
into duty AI.
Call of Duty AI.
Yeah.
But
I-
okay,
but to your point of the couch games, now, have any of you kept your old Nintendos or
Yes.
Xboxes or anything?
we actually rebought a Wii because I wanted
So
to
you
play.
can still, I mean, let's
It's
say it's
expensive.
dead, but you can.
Well, it's dead.
Still
and that
throw it on a
Nothing
TV.
really makes it anymore. Like no companies are like AAA aren't focusing
No,
on couch.
there's no
anymore.
new ones. no.
Besides, It Takes Two.
But
Yeah, I was thinking It Takes Two, or because that one.
But
can
it's
be
almost
played.
like weird because It Takes Two being couch co-op is now like a selling point where it's like nobody else does this. We're the only ones doing it. Technology that's been there
It's
for
like a
years.
niche feature.
Yeah.
I mean, Master Chief, that was cool. What they would do, Master Chief Collection, you could split screen just like normal.
Which did you know you
could
can't
do
split
4,
screen on
then you-
PC? On Master Chief Collection, you can't local play on PC.
I thought I did.
I've tried,
But
I looked it up because I
going
didn't.
back
I
to the
had.
couch co-op, I feel like Nintendo is the best advocate for couch co-op games.
Oh yeah, Nintendo
like they're
focuses.
still making couch
Well, I
co-op
think
games
that's like
every
their
day.
selling point, though.
That's why they made the Switch, because the Joy-Cons you can take them out.
Yeah, like that's a selling point. Is where
Yeah.
local, but it's weird. I don't know. I feel like it's weird to me. Like a feature that's been in games since almost the dawn of time is just now a selling point because nobody does it. Even though I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be that hard to actually.
Because
implement.
most kids are playing Fortnite nowadays. They're not worrying about playing. Hey, come over. You want to play some Lego Batman?
Dude,
No.
Coming over to a friend's house to play games is still one of the best feelings as a kid.
So,
Might
Jacob,
look
you are
him-
right.
Because you had
No,
no
you
friends.
cannot
I
split
was
screen
just
Master
looking-
Chief on PC.
I was like, did
but
you have that experience, Isaac?
you can mod it
Yeah.
and do it.
Mods can do anything for you, really.
I leave it to the community, just like Bethesda. We're not actually gonna make the game. You guys got that.
Well, we're gonna lay the groundwork. You guys polish
There's
it
like
up
our
for
next
us.
project is gonna be you guys. You guys make this game. We're not doing anything.
But you're gonna pay us to make.
Wait, Roblox. We just described Roblox.
Well, did you guys see? I keep seeing a bunch of stuff like Fallout 5 is like the biggest topic. They keep saying, "Are they gonna make a Fallout 5?"
It's
Isn't
never
Fall-
coming out.
Isn't
Dog.
Fallout 5 Fallout 76?
No, that's 76.
When is Elder Scrolls 6 coming out?
Oh, they're a long ways out. Is what Todd
They
Howard
haven't. They
said.
don't have a game that's playable yet.
They don't. Even, they don't even have concept art. I bet.
I think they do. I think they said they're almost at a playable stage, but yeah, I don't think so. But I just keep seeing the memes where everybody's like, "I used to want those games like Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5, but now I'm not sure. I don't know."
Bro, I always wanted the Xbox 720 before the Xbox One came out.
Okay. We're gonna.
I do remember
transition.
that. When, all right, the new Xbox is it going to be the 720?
And it's like round.
Yeah.
no, they went Xbox One.
Oh.
Okay,
They
so
already
so
did
then
one.
Xbox 2, right? No.
No,
Just add more
Xbox
X's.
Series X.
Series X.
Xbox Series X, 1X plus X divided by X,
equals
X.
X.
No Y's.
We just solved the theory of.
But I do want to move over to something else. And we'll go back to our technology. Did you guys hear? And I won't go too much because I feel like we haven't seen a lot about it. I've only seen one YouTube video about it, but Samsung, all right, our favorite military company, they are making a trifold that will be available here in the U.S. market. And I think we've only had one other. No, we've actually never had anything like that here in the U.S. But I know China. Which Isaac? Do you happen to remember what company?
It was.
He
Why are you
is-
looking at me like that?
A 10-inch foldable screen.
10-inch
It's like
foldable
a
screen.
tablet.
You want to carry a TV?
No, it's a tablet.
Yeah, I have it pulled up
Look.
here.
Like
Tim, think of this, but like I open it and then open it again.
All I'm thinking
That's
of
a
is like the
little
old
ridiculous.
magazines where you just like start dropping it
Just-
down.
It's getting
That
more
sounds like
ridiculous
that
than
that sounded like a Playboy.
Like,
So
you can't carry that.
That's
can you
how
not
you
open
can
it
treat this.
once? Like, is there gonna be a screen on each side so that you could like flip it
There's-
once and then have the
Just
two?
go like this.
there's a screen on the back. There's 4 screens and yeah,
What did
There's
you click
4
on?
screens.
there's 4 screens. The one in the front.
Quadruple doom scroll.
That's why I was staring at him because I was just imagining him with an extra screen to doom scroll.
Bro,
on.
that's Octa Doom Scroll.
You can have one in
Flip
each.
them each in 4 or 2. That's 6.
Yeah.
No, we can throw up 2 pop-ups too in the corner in between those.
Hexa, doom scroll, whatever.
But
You're getting too hypothetical here.
once again, I'm not going to talk about it too much because I feel like we haven't seen too much about it. But something Samsung announced. Mr. Who's the Boss made a video about it. So if you guys are interested, I'd recommend go watching that. Just go check it out.
Who's the boss?
Mr. Who's the Boss?
Meanwhile,
Who's
what
the
does
boss?
Apple come out with?
You are. You're the boss.
Of what?
What are you guys talking
Honestly,
the building.
I don't know.
But-
I was asking who's the boss.
You're the boss of this building.
it really just looks like a Z. Like when I watch Mr. Who's the Boss, it looks like a Z fold
Wait,
entirely,
that
just
it-
with another.
It's a Z trifold.
It's just
It's,
like one of
it's
those
the
things
Z
that you'd
fold,
sit
just
there
one
and-
more fold.
Yeah.
So it's a trifold.
So from what I've seen, everything is similar to it about the Z Fold. Only that it has a better battery, obviously, because it needs it, and the extra screen.
Will it last longer? with
Probably
another
not.
screen?
There's a fine
from
line
Mr. Who's the
between-
Boss, he said like it was what he did like a scratch test and
It's
he,
like super delicate. Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
and it's gonna be expensive.
And it's probably gonna be easy to break too.
I don't know. In my honest opinion, I don't know what Samsung was thinking with this.
I
don't know
kinda
if they're just, like-
expected this from them though.
I don't know if they're just doing this because it's like, hey, look what we can do, better than Apple.
More
Like,
screens.
this is like a gentleman's measuring competition, and Samsung's like, we can do a 10-incher.
Do you guys remember the old?
$2,500 is kind of what they're
Oh,
guesstimating,
estimate, yeah.
based on how much it's going to go in the
Which
Korean
isn't that
market.
bad though.
I'd buy a brand new computer for $2,500.
So-
not
Yeah,
a
but can you
phone.
fold it?
Some people, if they get lucky, can buy a car with that.
All right, Tim.
My
Can you-
phone, my phone was 2,000.
my first car was less than that.
Yeah. Dude, I could
What?
my first car was free. My second car was $800.
I
so-
could buy 3
could've
of
bought
my
both
first
of those.
cars with that.
What?
Do you guys remember?
Where are you guys getting your cars at?
They're not broken.
Yeah, fixer uppers. Did you guys
Not
remember
even, they're
the
broken
old
down.
like the old jokes about the iPhone just getting longer and longer and longer?
Yeah.
Like Samsung's version is more fold, an extra fold there, an extra fold there.
Guys, I can't wait for the
Sam-
Z10 fold.
the Samsung paper.
it's like
It's a cloth.
It's just a Samsung paper, and it just like crumble it up a little.
you want to speak into the mic?
The phone is
Crumble it
now
up.
the original size. The folds are
Guys, I
the
can't-
original
I can't
size
wait
of
for the-
first phone.
the try flip where you keep going up.
Oh wait, there's more. Flip again.
Wait, but then it does this.
I can get a really long doom scroll.
When are we gonna go into like the stage where it's like a hologram?
That's they're spending all this money to add one more fold. Why don't you just put more money into like glasses
The
or something
AR
and
tech.
do AR
Yeah.
and make an AR phone?
Because it's not as cool if you can't fold it 3 times.
But like, imagine just like shooting out an AR image and it's like humongous.
Yeah, in my glasses, I'm killing you. Like,
All I'm thinking is like you were talking about, where it keeps getting longer and longer. What if they did that, but they didn't
I can
actually
show you
fix
something
the
about getting
aspects,
longer.
and so everything's just like really long.
just
Just stretched out.
I think it's gonna be interesting, and I wonder if they're gonna do when you get to the 10-inch mode.
I get to that mode all the time.
But like, if it's just gonna switch over to like tablet mode, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Did
we're
you
talking
see-
like more of a tablet.
Did you
than
see
a
the
phone.
Dex mode will work on 10-inch mode?
I'd hope so.
Like
It
you
works.
don't need another monitor. It works on 10-inch mode.
Like yeah. I think that's crazy because I think this is a 13, 12-inch is what my tablet is. 14, something like that. And that's big. I cannot folding that 3 times and putting it in my pocket. That's crazy.
No, it's a thick phone folded up. Like it's pretty
Yeah,
thick.
It looks like a brick.
It does.
A fragile brick.
That's crazy.
Like I was telling Jacob, my phone, I felt like when I got it was impractical. That phone is way impractical.
I can't wait till you have to take a phone call, but you're in 10-inch mode, so you gotta like really quickly fold it back, or just hello.
Why are you holding your TV right by your face?
I'm taking a,
Whenever I had the first the Microsoft Surface Duo, I did hold it in book mode to take calls sometimes because it felt so weird to fold it just to take a call, so I had it in like this mode by my face, and it looked ridiculous.
Did you hear that, people? This guy had a Microsoft Surface.
That's why he's never gone to Microsoft ever again. That was like the worst
Left a bad
experience.
taste in my mouth.
Have you seen a Surface Duo?
Yeah, I saw Isaac's.
Oh, you had it?
Yeah, I had it whenever
Oh.
I was at the company.
I remember seeing it at Tim's house.
Yep.
When we were doing our Halo competition, and I whooped everyone's butt.
Yeah, that's why you haven't been invited back.
He's
Or I just
intimidated.
haven't had one
Yeah,
yet.
that was
He's
fun last time
intimidated.
when I went.
I know, because you weren't there.
But yeah, it was just something I came across, and I thought I'd bring it up. We'll probably talk about it more once it gets closer to release date. But
Jacob's gonna get one.
yeah, I'm gonna get one. I'm not gonna say. I'm actually gonna save that news.
He-
I'm gonna save.
You can't
the news.
afford it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna save the news for what I got. I purchased something, and we will see it when it comes in. I'll try to make a video for the bricked BIOS of it, but
Just don't break it.
watch me. But there was something I'm gonna give credit to where credit's due. This is totally, we're stealing an idea from Linus Tech Tips. But Linus Tech Tips did a video about like tech questions and does the tech people like, do they agree with or disagree with like each other's opinions? And so I kind of want to do that with us since we're a tech podcast, and I think that's what we're categorized as.
We come from
Even though-
different tech perspectives.
Come from different
Yeah.
text perspectives. And so there's a couple questions that they ask, and I just wanted to see if we can come to an agreement on some of those
There's
questions.
no agreeing here.
Yeah, George is just going to disagree with anything we ask. But I do want to give credit. This was a Linus Tech Tips idea, so go watch his video on that. We want to, don't want to claim that this is an original concept.
We should've.
It's not. But we're going to have a list of questions and see if we can agree or disagree on the ideas. And so the first one that they asked was, if somebody asked you, what is the minimum RAM and storage requirements I should have for my PC? Like, let's say they're a new person, and they're just wanting to get into gaming.
Okay.
Gaming.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna ask
Because
what are they
that
gonna
matters.
use it for?
Yeah, for gaming. What is the minimum requirements for gaming on RAM and storage? Like, what would you recommend?
I would say, okay, are you only gaming?
Yes.
Nothing else, just gaming. Like you're
Well,
dedicating.
I mean, obviously it's a PC. They'll probably end up trying to do
yeah,
other stuff, but
is your
main
goal
focus
just to
on
play
this,
a game?
Yeah, main focus on the PC that they're getting is for gaming.
Here,
Okay.
I have my answer. Minimum
Well,
of
Isaac
96.
was going.
96 gigs.
Okay. Isaac, go ahead.
Stop listing my specs. 16 gigs, 1 terabyte.
16 gigs, 1 terabyte. Anyone agree, disagree?
He stole my answer.
I'm gonna disagree.
I'm gonna say 32 gigs.
I'm gonna disagree. I agree with the 1 terabyte. I think 1 terabyte's good for gaming. That gets you at least
What OS
Call
are
of
they
Duty,
running?
You'll need 4 or 8
At least
terabytes.
one Call of Duty.
What operating system are they running?
Windows 11.
Okay.
I think not anymore because of the RAM prices. But I would the only thing I would say is if you're going DDR5, spend like the little extra cash, 'cause it's like $10 more.
Was.
Yeah, it was
When it's in market, when the market's right.
when it was right, it was only like $10 more to go ahead and get 32 than 16. And it just makes more sense because Windows 11 is just a hungry pig when it comes to RAM.
I do agree
Now
with
that
you on
that's without a graphics card.
I
right?
do.
Just an inbuilt graphic.
No. This is just
Or-
RAM. I would say if
but I'm talking about like based on the basic specs, someone wanting to get into gaming. Are you also going to include like a basic graphics card, or are you just going? You get whatever the motherboard has with it, then built graphics.
No, they're getting their
They're
own
getting a
graphics.
graphics
But
card.
this isn't a
We're just
question.
doing-
This is about like your on your motherboard memory.
Or even a pre-built, because those are usually
Yeah.
the first two.
Yeah.
That are,
Yeah.
And so my thing is, if you're going DDR5 route, I would say 32 is what I would minimum recommend. I say it's not worth getting 16.
I would argue say go 32 because even if if you want to start out, you can start out with 16 and that's going to be fine. But over time, as you add things and you do things, you're going to realize that you're going to want more than 16. You're going to want to go to 32 to
Well,
run some of the stuff that you.
So then that's now above the minimum.
Yeah,
So
that,
the
But
that's,
you
minimum
could
is
get away with
16.
16. You
Yeah.
can make
So-
games work at
Oh,
16.
yeah.
that's why I was clarifying. Like, are you only playing a game, doing nothing else in the background,
Yeah.
and you're saying minimum? So I'm saying 16
Minimum
will work.
would be
But
16.
my argument is if you're going DDR5, I think once
I don't
again,
think it matters.
when RAM prices made sense, 32 was starting to become more of the
I
standard
would
that
say
was
that's
seeing.
more standard,
But
not minimum.
if you're going DDR4, 16. That's my only thing. Because it's not... Because once again, we can consider money to be an object, and that's why I say 32. Because, once again, back when it was decently priced, it wasn't expensive to get 32. It was roughly the same price as a 16. And so I should say get 32. If you're doing DDR5, because it makes sense. But if you're still on DDR4, 16, RAM prices are screwed, so don't get anything. But I do agree, 1 terabyte. Anybody else have any
I
objection to
think
the
you
1
can
terabyte?
get away with
Okay,
512.
You could
That's
get
a good
away with
thing.
512 too.
Could get away, maybe.
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
a lot
for
of-
that
If you
gives
were like a
4 or 5
deleter,
games, and then you just have to manage your storage better.
Yeah, it becomes a juggling game of like I play this game.
But if
finish
you're talking
it.
about like we're
If
just
you play
got an-
Call of Duty, that's one and done.
this is an argument for
Pretty
somebody
much.
that's like, I just want to barely getting into this, and it's a lot of money to start. It's like, 512 and 16 gig, you can get started, but you're gonna want to upgrade some stuff.
and that's the best part about PC gaming.
It is.
You can
Yeah.
upgrade.
So I think we're in a kind of agreement there,
Kind of an agreement regarding the pricing.
Are we
of
though?
unless we have to have like an absolute agreement, in which
No.
case Isaac is right.
I think we could do 8 gigs. Honestly,
that. You not.
I think 4 with 64 gigs of storage.
my first gaming PC had 4 gigs, and that was 2015.
Nice.
One time I had to tell a person
You're playing Quake.
why, because one time this person thought the internet was slow, right? And I was like, "Can you open up Task Manager?" She only had 4 gigs of RAM, and she had like 30 pages open. I'm like, close everything and open up your email now. Oh, it's so much faster. Yeah, you only have 4 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, that might need to be
Not the
upgraded.
internet. The next section next question that they asked, and I'll get you guys' opinions, For the majority of people, once again, that's the big thing. For the majority of people, would you recommend them get a pre-built or custom PC? Custom build the PC.
I would recommend them get a custom built PC.
I would recommend them they pay me to custom build them.
I'll do it
wait.
for free.
Once again,
Wait,
question-
let me give my argument real quick
Yeah,
on why
go ahead.
I think a custom PC is better. Yes, it's convenient to get a pre-built, but a lot of issues I see with people is they don't understand computers. One thing you will understand when you do build your own PC is where every single part is, what parts function where they're at, and if something breaks.
But most people don't think that way.
the
Most
big
people don't.
remember, you
He's,
gotta remember,
he's talking about
Bro,
most
the people
people.
watching
majority-
this,
main
the people watching
That's
this,
that's the people watching this, not most people. He said most.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're in the
people.
very minority
We're-
of people
Yeah.
watching.
but like, well, he said what I would recommend for most people.
for majority
And
of
I
people.
would tell them,
For majority of
Like-
I would
people,
tell them, yes, I would recommend building
Dude,
your own PC.
you start talking to 100 people and you start going through custom builds, you're gonna be like, you know what? There's this one at Walmart. Go get that one. That's
Yeah.
what you want.
I'm just saying, it just makes the most
It
sense
won't
if
take
you
long.
if you want to understand your PC.
They don't
and-
want to. They just want to play.
They
They just
just-
want to play
they
the
don't-
game, or they
they
want to
don't
use the
care about
computer.
and then
that.
they complain why their stuff is not working.
And they go buy another one. I don't.
They don't care to know.
See, that's why Framework's mission's not working because what Josh just explained.
Well,
So-
I want to build,
so
so but I just know
I'll-
most people don't.
Okay, Isaac.
I'll ask for a clarifying question. Is the option only I buy a pre-built or I build one, or can you say like someone else builds a custom for you?
No, it would be more so. Well, I know. Let me put it like, okay, because that is
No.
a good question. 'Cause
I think
there's
if you
times-
don't build it, it's pre-built.
Yeah, I would say I would make that argument. If you build it, it is custom, but it's pre-built for them.
Like if I
So
had
if
Josh
somebody
build a
else is-
PC built for me, and I paid him to do it, the PC's coming back to me pre-built.
So
Yeah,
it'd be
okay.
custom build and they custom build it, or a pre-built. So if you build it for them, I would consider that a pre-built PC for them
Okay.
because they don't know anything about it.
The only reason why I ask is because like so I still have some I guess you could say customers even though I don't have a business anymore, but they come to me, they say they want a computer, and like I ask what their needs are, and then like based on what they're wanting to do and their budget, I custom build one tailored to their needs, and that would be like
The only argument, and sorry to cut you off,
Hmm.
but the only argument is you could say the same thing for like, let's say I went to iBuyPower
well that's
and said, or I talked to a representative. This
Yeah.
is a total hypothetical.
Yeah.
And they had a representative, and I said, I do this, and this is my budget. And they said, oh, well, we can put together one of
Here
our
you go.
pre-builts.
Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Once again,
so
it's still
so it is the same
it's
thing.
still
Yeah,
the
it's
same
still a
concept
pre-built
of
for
it's a
them.
it's to you're custom building it, but to them,
Yeah.
they're receiving a pre-built.
So with that in mind, then for the majority, because we're talking about the average I'm sorry. Yeah,
Heard it here, folks.
You want to know?
pre-built is the way to
You
go.
wanna
It's just
know-
convenient.
You want to know what I'll tell the majority? It is cheaper to build your own PC, and then they would build. their
People
own
pay
PC.
for convenience all the time.
Yeah, I've paid $3 for coffee like every morning if I have to.
I would say a pre-built is the right for most people. But I think the thing is I always tell people, like, if you're willing, I really highly recommend you build it yourself for the reasons that George told. Is there's a certain, it's not hard besides, getting those power, the negative and positive.
The front
Front
IO.
IO.
They need to standardize that so that it's just one connector, please.
Like I would say, like, don't go all out on your first on your custom PC, like,
because you don't want to
can,
break a $400 CPU.
Like, I'm not recommending you go do a custom water cooled PC, but like my first PC was a pretty basic build and it got me into gaming. But it opened the door for me to learn a lot about PCs, and especially on when it came down to upgrading, I knew exactly what I was doing. So I highly recommend people custom build, but.
But there's
Going
a
back
lot of
to-
people.
Going back to
They don't
convenience,
care.
if they say I don't really care, then I'm like, all right, well, here's a pre-built that I can find you.
And that's going
it's,
to be a lot
it's
of
called a console.
yeah,
Here's a Steam machine.
yes, stay away from.
Well, you don't really have that argument anymore because consoles are kind of fading away. Xbox is.
But consoles are
Xboxing
convenient
and-
though.
Yeah.
You really
They're
got you
super
got
convenient.
PlayStation. That's
You
it.
got the Steam console.
You got Nintendo.
We'll see how that goes when it comes out, but you still have issues there too.
Well, I think it just goes back to convenience because there's a lot of examples. It's not just PCs. You could say. I mean, you could house renovations or whatever.
Did you build your own car?
No.
Get it pre-built?
Yeah, bro. Okay, that
Yes.
was,
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but it's
build
the
my own
same
car.
argument.
I would actually like
right,
look
Isaac.
into that.
honestly,
That would be so cool.
I'm just gonna have a fire hazard.
like for the convenience of it. If someone came up to me and they're like, "Hey, I want a PC. I don't want to build it, but okay." I'm like, "Okay, they want it pre-built," but I'll be like, "Here, let me pick out the parts for you. I'll build it for you for free."
but in that sense, you're giving them a pre-build, so you're still recommending a pre-build for them
hmm
because they don't.
But
wanna
I'd
do it.
rather them go through like me or you, someone local. So if something's broken that you know because you built that PC, then like I buy power
Till
or like
every single trouble comes to you.
and then,
Yep.
and then you basically have your own business going.
and then your support not getting paid.
That's fine. I like building PCs.
So I think we're all kind of in agreement. For majority of people, pre-built makes the most sense, but we still highly recommend that you might look into custom building yourself.
Uh-huh.
It'll open a whole new world of knowledge and
it's
experience.
Fun. All right, it's adult Legos.
Just don't sit and talk with Isaac for
But
too long.
also, if you're gonna buy a pre-built, ask someone that knows
he'll
about
get you on
computers
Linux.
too. Because then I know some
and then
companies.
you're gonna get paranoid.
I ask someone that knows about computers too. If you're gonna buy a pre-built, because some companies make it look super cool, RGB, cool case. Everything inside of it's terrible.
Which that actually kind of goes into our next conversation, George. Something else they asked is what is the biggest waste of money that people spend when it comes to building PCs?
Hard drives.
Hard drives?
Hard drives?
Yeah,
Oh,
hard
he's
drives.
saying hard drives over SSDs.
HDDs.
Oh, HDDs. Oh, well,
I don't
oh,
know,
thought you were
because I
just
could get
mentioning
8
storage.
terabytes for like, I don't know, what are they going for?
They
But
now?
still
that's a
serve
huge
their
waste
purpose.
of money
Yeah.
though. Now,
No,
They
it's
still
not.
serve their purpose.
Especially when you're doing
I would
video
say-
content, like regularly.
and
like,
then your stuff gets corrupted and you lose it all.
well, it's hopefully
Have
you're
backups.
keeping up on it. Backup, yeah.
So yeah,
Just get SSDs, bro.
hard drives still have they have a value in like bulk storage.
I know
so.
exactly where Isaac's is.
Well, yeah, because
For
I answered
NAS?
this question earlier.
Well, even if you didn't answer the question, knowing your lifestyle, I know exactly what Isaac's answer
Going
is.
back to the point of Isaac saying 1 terabyte's fine for most gamers, then get a 1 terabyte SSD, not 1 terabyte hard drive.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
That
but
would
what
be
if
a-
you need 12 terabytes for, like I said, we did video content or whatever.
Just to sit there and
For all your
store.
homework. For all your homework.
That's-
jobs.
a lot
is
of
that
old-
for everybody though?
Maybe.
If someone came up to me, he's like, "I'm gonna buy
Dude,
8."
some people have a lot of pictures, man.
Yeah.
They got a lot of homework,
They
George.
get SSDs.
No, I'm going to look it up. How much does an 8 terabyte?
An SSD can,
cost?
I think, only hold up to 8 terabytes at the moment.
That's the current
buy
maximum for like
multiple.
consumer level
Mhm.
SSDs. Yeah.
But hard drives can go all the way up to like 16, 24. I've seen 16. I think I've seen some 20s.
For way
Big
cheaper.
big number.
Terabytes.
yeah, for way
Samsung.
cheaper.
Okay,
For- yeah,
Samsung
cheaper.
You
870
can get an ass.
is
that's hard drive still.
$680.
Majority lean to hard
But
drives.
that's like
I know.
we're talking about
But you can
what's
get
a,
an ass.
like when building a
Build
PC.
I build
build an ass.
Just get some hard drives and build an ass, all right? Then.
But
You just
when-
need an Optiplex.
When building PCs, like for most people, if you're gonna build a PC, buying a hard drive would be a huge waste of money when you could just put that money into like an SSD.
An 8 terabyte hard drive is $140.
So $600 to $100. That's a
Almost
big.
$700 to $100.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So, okay.
But okay, you're
I don't
talking
know if
about
that's
for
the
your
biggest waste
main.
of money.
Can we hear? Isaac probably has the closest to the right answer.
Oh, there is a right answer to this?
You'll hear it and you will probably all come to an
Well, my
agreement.
answer to this earlier, because we were talking about it during work, is anything dealing with aesthetics.
In that
Yeah,
case,
pretty
a,
much.
a case is
The case.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Why
like,
would you put
like
a case?
overspending on
I
a
did say
glass
that
case,
earlier, though.
and then all the,
The
RGB,
lights,
and then
yeah.
all like the
No.
flashy
Because
RAM.
Well,
that's
the
the
motherboard to the wall.
politically correct
The
answer. That's why I didn't
clicky
say
keyboards.
it.
click, click, click.
Well,
No,
'cause
no,
that's not part of the
no.
PC.
That is a preference, okay?
Hold on. Wait, can we go
Oh,
back?
no, that's a
Can you
little-
restate the original question, please?
I
What
knew that
is
was
the
gonna get him.
biggest? Okay, the original question is what is the biggest waste of money that people spend when it comes to building a PC?
Yeah,
The
is
keyboard.
Where does this go inside?
RGB RAM.
Yeah, once again, it says building a PC. Not,
Yeah.
where's the keyboard
When
go?
Not the
bidding a PC
accessories.
This isn't a framework, all right? The keyboard.
No,
doesn't
I'm
even-
talking about his keyboard.
That thing's nice.
I know it's nice.
really nice.
But do you need to spend that kind of money?
Nope.
Absolutely.
Membrane.
No.
If you have a membrane keyboard, you should probably just.
It is pretty sick.
But and then going into it, I think I
But
agree.
yes, aesthetics. Yeah.
Aesthetics, because I was going to mention my PC and George's PC are identical PCs,
Jacob,
hardware wise.
You put so much money into your aesthetics.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I spent $300, $400 more than George did to get it all white.
He got the cable extensions that have the lights
Yes.
in them.
And you can program.
I would have had, if I spent if I took the aesthetic money and just put more towards hardware, I would have had a better PC than George.
It would be like
But
mine.
instead, no, me and you have the exact same build too now.
Yeah, but mine
I have
doesn't
better PCs than you guys.
What's it called?
No, George
I've-
this guy has no RGB.
I have better.
I
I've
turn
seen
on his PC, no idea it's on.
Wait, didn't you used to have it, but then once you got the new motherboard, you like disabled it?
For what?
The RGB in your case?
Like, dude, it is.
Yeah, it was just no. Actually, no.
There's no RGB because when he had me go turn it on, it was so quiet, nothing like and
Stealth
it's
mode.
so dark you can't see anything. I was like, did this thing come on? Like,
Yeah, but once you start a game, it's got a 7800 XT in it. It gets loud. But no, I turned off because I had RGB RAM because that was what was on sale when I built my first PC. But then I did a motherboard and CPU upgrade, so I added new RAM and I just got non-RGB RAM. And so the only thing in it, well, there was also the cooler. The CPU cooler had RGB, but I didn't. That was the only thing that lit up in there. So I was like, I'm just gonna turn it off and make it all blacked
Just
out,
stealth.
and it looked cool.
I mean,
There is a light on the graphics card that I can't turn off.
I guess that I can just look and yeah. I remember I was like, is that on?
So is there any other answer that we have besides aesthetics?
So George has hard drives.
HDD.
I say the entire
I'm telling
case.
you, I am-
You don't need a case, okay?
Milk carton.
Motherboard.
cardboard. Just get a cardboard box.
Get
That's your-
I've done
bored.
that before.
No, like I said, for the reason why I said HDD was because for most gamers, it makes more sense for them to get an SSD.
Not really.
Can I? Okay, I'm gonna
Why?
interject really quick, and I think you're wrong, George.
Why?
But I'm
Why?
gonna interject. Hard drives are useful for people who need a lot of storage. No, that's my thing. A lot of storage for cheap. They're useful for that. But what I think is people sometimes spend way too much money on, and I would say George is critical of this, motherboards.
No.
You do not need an expensive motherboard.
George-
Most people don't need an expensive
I guess
motherboard.
I'll ask you, George. Have you ever overclocked your CPU?
I have actually before on my old PC, not my current one.
Okay. So that's the only reason why you would, because they have better power delivery and like VRMs and stuff like that. But if you're not overclocking, there's no need to get a more expensive
Like,
board.
I look at motherboards, and most people I feel like don't overclock.
Hmm.
And I've seen people like do builds, and like they'll send it to me, and I'm like, "You're not overclocking this thing."
And
And you have
then-
like a $300 motherboard.
I
in here.
guess there's also the higher amount of PCIe lanes for the higher chipsets if you're adding more like expansion cards and storage and stuff.
But
besides those
you're-
two.
and my thing is, if you're gonna get, and I guess if you want to have upgradability to a point, yes. But I feel like I see most people kind of get mid-range hardware for an expensive motherboard,
Mm.
and that's
See,
kind of where it's
but
like
in
that's
my
kind of a waste
case,
of money. You
I
could
got
have,
expensive motherboard with expensive hardware,
yeah, and in some cases, like
but mine
Makes
was
sense,
over the
but-
top, way over the top. Like I did not need
for
that
most
motherboard
people, they
because
don't need
mine only had one Gen 4 SSD slot and then 3 Gen 5 SSD slots.
And how many are you actually using?
2, and they're Gen 4s because Gen 5s are expensive.
And they're gonna get more.
Yeah,
But okay, so I think the major all agreement is
HDDs.
aesthetics, cases, and then for one and only person,
If we have time,
HDDs.
could we do
Actually-
the opposite and be like, what are some things that people sleep on that need to
Actually-
need to spend a little money on?
Going back,
CPU. Well, depends. I would say CPU in the case of people don't realize that like your graphics
you're
card.
sleeping
if
on
you're-
your CPU, is what you're saying?
I feel like, well, I mean, for most people, it makes sense get a more expensive GPU, right? Because you're gaming. But if you ever do want to get into something else, CPUs do
CPU.
come into.
But I think people are
Boards.
sleeping on SSDs For real.
I don't think
Everybody
so.
uses SSD. Dude, get off of that. We all told you you're wrong.
We're now to the point where even like the most basic, like cheap laptops have SSDs, so
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
standard.
Actually, I do want to add
Yeah,
one
standard
more that people
256, 512.
may waste money on: expensive power supplies, or more so, power supplies that are way above the wattage recommendation, and even with upgradability,
Like how
they're
much watts do you think is too much?
Like 1,000
like
watts
1,200
for
watts.
1,200, and they're rocking a 5070, or like not even a 5060. So you don't need that.
No.
You don't even need 800. You can go down to 650 and be fine. I remember my first PC was a 600 watt.
Your first P.
You remember your first P?
Your first P.
Bad time to pause. My first P.
Anyway,
Look into the camera. Let them know that
600 watts came out of me.
I think in terms of like the general for the opposite question, people tend to sleep on spending more on higher end cooling, like quieter, more efficient fans and better heat sinks.
You know, I will make one argument against Josh's cases. There is.
That was a joke, by the way.
What do you mean about spending too much money on cases?
Yeah, I was saying you shouldn't have a case at all.
Oh, I thought you were
Just
saying
put all
like,
your
just-
parts out on the desk and let them.
I thought you were
breathe.
just saying a case of like because George spent a lot of money on his Lian Lee. But I will say one advantage that I'll say if you actually get a decent case is they tend to be easier to build in. Like working in my NZXT and in your Lian Lee,
Mhm.
super easy to do. You tend to get better IO,
I
like
my
front IO.
fractal.
You tend to get better at that, and then on newer cases, I've noticed for the front IO like connection, it's just one plugin now. So and cooling, you do kind of get more professionalized
More
cooling.
spaced out.
So I would say to a point,
It makes it easier.
it does make it easier to spend.
'Cause,
a bit
like, in
more on
my
a case
case-
and just get a
In my
good
case,
one.
you can take the whole motherboard.
you can taste that motherboard.
You can take the whole motherboard panel out and just build it outside of the case, and then
Yeah,
once you're
but-
done with it, you can put it back in.
Yeah.
And so I will say like it is in if you get a good case, you can always just build in that case. And you don't have to because you had a cheap beginning case and your airflow was dog water.
Yeah.
He had to
Well,
rip off his front.
You remember my first PC?
George-
I had like a
George-
glass front panel, but my PC would be running hot all the time, so I
Hey,
just ripped
same.
the front panel off.
like
That
he'd walk
and
in
the
his room and
fans
just
on my
no front
first
panel.
case, it was only like 2 settings, high or low.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter because they didn't breathe.
So that's my one argument for getting a better case is you tend to get better IO, they tend to last a bit longer and better cooling for it. And if they come with fans, they also tend to be better than the cheap ones.
And then you also have like the dust filters for longevity and
And even just the build quality tends to be nicer. But
I've cut myself on some cheap cases because the metal's so sharp.
yeah. So, well, we'll go over to our next question. Which one do you think is better in the case? And we're not saying overall better, but for probably a lot of people, majority of people, air cooling or AIO?
Air.
Air.
Air. Wait, let me play devil's advocate.
I was-
Yeah.
AIO is pretty good too. Well, it's more aesthetically pleasing. Going back to the previous,
But
one.
this is going back into
Most
which one is
people-
better for most.
Most people you can get the same cooling from an air fan. I know a lot of air fans are do really well for cooling your CPU.
I've been running an air cooler on
See,
mine.
I use AIO. And it wasn't difficult.
No, but
It's not like a skill there. It's not like
the only problem with and I'll go. The only problem that you
price.
get with AIO and well, actually they've gone down a lot recently,
Is that you have to change out the water? I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
but some
You-
of them don't let you,
And then also, if the radiator gets damaged,
or the pump goes out.
There's more failure points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So like
I
from
would
a
say
maintenance perspective, it's worse.
I'd say reliability though, because once again, your water will evaporate. It will evaporate. Like it's not a question of is it. It will. It's just a matter of when. So I would say longevity. Your air cooler is going to last way longer than.
and
your
even if
AIO.
a fan goes out on your air cooler, it's not that expensive to change out.
The only thing you will need to change out is the paste, but you also need to do that on water. So it's like, yeah.
So I think if we're going best overall, and if you had unlimited budget, I'd say AIO. But if we're just saying most people,
No, custom.
Yeah, water. You need
Yeah,
custom
that'd be
water.
good. But for most people, and for reliability purpose, I would say, and personally, I prefer air cooling because I always find it, at least when I did it, my air cooling tends to be quieter than when I had my AIO.
Yeah, my PC's pretty loud because of the AIO.
Mine's not loud.
Well, also,
You said it was like dead quiet.
Well, that was when I turned it on.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
I
when
don't know
you're
how it is
playing
when you're
games.
playing because your CPU is getting hot.
I don't hear it over the graphics card.
you don't hear because he has his headphones blaring in his ears. No, but when I hear mine will especially since it's like fishbowl-esque and there's not like any screws on the corners to shut fully the gap right there. You can hear it still because it's trying to cool off the water.
You
But
hear it boiling.
yes, I do.
That there's pump noise that if you're
There
like
is,
listening, yeah,
there is
Yeah.
hear it.
additional pump noise.
Like when I turned on when I had open mic last night on Discord, you guys heard my PC immediately after I turned it on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't in that call.
Well, I think we're all in agreement. Air cooling is probably the better, but it's not to go against an AIO. They're getting cheaper now. And they work, and if it's aesthetics you care about,
Have you ever
no problem.
tried to see how fast a fan can go?
Do you?
I have done that.
Back when
take an air compressor and just put that on, set up a fan right here. Make sure someone's not on that side. And
Are you speaking from experience on that?
just a little bit.
Isaac
We wanted to see how fast this was gonna happen, how fast this fan could
testing
go.
the bearings.
Yeah, and we got that thing going, and he hears.
How many
shoots
RPMs?
out. I don't know, man.
you know what?
That'd be cool to put a sensor on and see.
I've had a similar experience, but like with one of those Logitech mouses that you can just unlock the
All the scroll wheel.
yeah, and you just spray it and then just
Oh.
like keep spinning it infinitely.
So next question is, would you guys recommend people buy a gaming headset or separate mic and headset combo?
For most people, a gaming headset will work. Because if you have like a gaming mic combo, you have to be at like a desk or something.
Yeah, but the quality
Well, that's
is so
the
bad.
most people
There's
here would be
such
at a
a
desk.
discrepancy between the qualities. You know what I mean? Like,
But most people
But
don't
most
care
people don't care.
because they just hear the booms and they have the communication there. Like it's meant to be convenient, and people that's all they care about is like it's just one
gaming
piece.
headset.
Yeah, if you're trash
For the
talking someone
convenience.
online, they're not gonna care about your audio quality. But like, it makes sense like for streamers to have like a whole setup. But if you're just playing games normally, a headset would work fine.
Yeah, I feel like for most people, yes, if you don't care, a headset. But I will say, Fafine makes great products, in my personal opinion, that are relatively pretty cheap.
Not
Such
the
as
standard.
the first
we're-
mics that
we're
we
gonna-
got were like $60.
These are Fafine.
Well, not these ones, but
Well, like these and the headphones, and these were a bit more expensive side, but I know they have some. They do make cheaper, like $40 ones, and these were $40. And I would say the difference between this and like a HyperX is very noticeable.
You also have to factor in the sound interface you got to use for like if you're using XLR.
Well, if we're going that cheap, like the $40 mics we had were USB, and headphones are just
Also USB.
aux.
or aux, yeah.
Yeah, they're 3.5
And
millimeter.
if you wanted to be like a little extra, you could get the mics that have the aux in here, and then you just run the USB from the computer to the
The
microphone,
ones that
and
have the
then
built-in
aux
monitoring
into the
okay.
headset, and then that's like a really good setup as well.
That's my only thing is if like let's say I'd recommend that to people if they're gonna get a PC is I would say just get a Fafine mic. They're really decent for the price point. I mean, they're obviously not your Yetis or your your Shure mics. They're not going to be as good as that, but they sound better. So when you're on a Discord call, you'll sound crisper, you'll sound nicer, more clearable. Because I'm gonna be honest, gaming headset mics are stinky doo doo.
They're bad. I didn't
They
like.
stink.
Their audio
We
is
have
not
a
that bad,
friend
though.
that joined a call, and he still uses the headset, and it sounded. We were like,
Oh,
dude.
Shame.
Yeah, Shane.
I use.
I wasn't gonna
use
say his name,
mine.
but-
Mine's
Oh, and I know.
Logitech.
I
Yeah,
know.
but we can hear.
I
Yeah.
can hear
Yours
it.
is better. He would still use like an old
Yeah,
Turtle
yours-
Beach, I
yeah.
think.
But
or
yours
Xbox
is
one.
not bad though.
But I spent some decent money for the Logitech.
Yeah, but for
But-
that same price, you could have got like a cheaper mic that actually works as a mic.
Then
and
I actually
a
have to
headset.
have a stand and have that all
Yeah,
set
that's
up.
what I would
can
say.
sit
Yeah.
back like this. I don't have
And
to be
a mic
my
arm
mic.
is like, I think I was looking at them. You can get a nice one for $40.
Well,
Why
like,
do I want a
you can
mic
get
in
a
my face
cheap-
all the time like that? I can just
So you
go-
can yell at people.
So when I,
They
when
can
I trash
hear
talk a
you.
Same
game,
thing
I
like
sound
this.
better.
Yeah.
Like this.
I'll say something from like a nostalgia perspective. I think it's funnier to have something screaming at you,
That sounds
Yeah,
so
but
bad.
and it sounds all crackly and like they're eating the mic. Like
We
if it-
found that setting. You just got to go to
Bro,
Discord and
I
turn
used
the
to
bit rate
love.
down.
I used to love in the Xbox parties where you just had that one mic. You go,
Oh, flight. You just go in his mic. But I don't know. Like for most people, I feel like they don't really care, and headphone with a mic combo is going to be fine.
But if they
But-
were gonna get
If it's
headphones-
something they're like,
If I was
they're-
given a budget,
if they're coming to me and they're asking which one would you recommend, I would
Okay.
say get a separate mic,
you said
get a
that like
separate
a
headphone.
Karen.
I'm sorry.
What would you recommend?
See,
you get
Well,
really into
hold
the
on, let me
character
tell
there.
you.
I feel so for me, my whole audio setup is around
broken because you don't have enough amperage for your headphones,
it's
or watts? What is it?
The impedance.
Impedance.
Impedance ohms.
You got
Yeah.
every one except for the right one.
I don't do the audio.
I thought it was bigger the number, the better.
yeah, but with my setup, it's around 450, and I have both separated. So I have my Shure mic and I have my Beyerdynamics. That is way overkill than what normal gamers
But
need.
like, if I say go get yourself a pair of IEMs, right? Because if they're gonna be better audio quality, that like for the cheap price point, IEMs tend to be really decent for that. And then, like I said, you get a fine. They're not expensive, and they do USB. They work very good for the cheap one. And then if you ever do want to upgrade, you can. But I'd say it leaves you open. So if you ever did want to do any sort of content creation,
But
you have a decent setup already.
Argument with that is if you have a little bit more money, like $250, you could do full Logitech setup. You could do the Blue Yeti and a wired.
But and my
MX head.
my argument would be
MX?
like, let's say what if they came to you and said, I got $100?
Oh, then
Headset.
You do the headset.
You
But
could just get a HyperX.
But I mean,
in my case, once again,
even a
you
good
get
headset's going to cost you $200.
you get an IEM. I got my IEMs for like $50, and they sound better than my HyperX that I spent.
but
more than
also they're
$100
like
for.
in your ear.
Yeah, I don't like the in-ear ones.
They're comfortable.
preference
They're comfortable
at that
in
point.
here.
Well,
though.
going towards Tim's point though, like sometimes I get kind of annoyed having to like move my mic out of the way whenever I'm not, actively using it, and then like moving it back and having it like
Or
covering part of
you
my view
just
sometimes. And
put your
What
mic
do
in
you-
an.
it's
I
just
have
right
my
there
mic up
and-
here.
when I'm not using it,
Like I put my
Pop
mic
it
up
out.
here, and I think I sound fine for people.
I like mine because it's off to the side. I pull it out when I'm using it, and then I'm not.
But we
it
can
just, like,
also
goes
hear
to there.
everything around you too, because you have it so turned up because
Yeah, I
you need
have
it
to turn it up.
because you need to hear yourself from all the way over there.
Yeah, but I don't have anybody in my house. Besides,
You think no, you can't hear anything, but you can hear a lot.
yeah, probably. But I don't know. You don't have to have it always moving. You can put it stationary. That is something you could do.
general consumer.
General consensus, though, I think most people
Headset.
here are saying just grab a headset. But I would say the one off, me saying that. But most people here, headset.
I think my Steam
So
Deck died.
that'll go into. That's why you shouldn't bring your Steam Deck. We'll just
No,
do a
it
couple more. I won't do all of them. But
7%.
is ray tracing worth
No,
the FPS hit?
no,
No,
no. Ray tracing is good for animation and pre-rendered stuff, but it's not good for.
like I said, just
game.
go
In
outside.
game. No.
Get
That was
those
a
Ray beams.
pretty quick.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ray, anytime you say ray tracing, it's like no.
I feel like the
No.
average Joe, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it looks better,"
No.
but they're not gonna care in the long run. You
Barely-
know,
So
in the long run, they could care less.
counter, my non-gamer sister who has a PC, she was asking me, why is my game so laggy? I'm like, oh, is your internet fine?
Non-gamer sister who has a PC and is gaming.
Well, like like
because Isaac has
You mean
hand-me-downs,
like
dude. I don't-
non-technical, like savvy.
Non-gaming sister who's gaming at the moment with her own PC that she's had for 5
Like,
years now.
She's not what I would consider to be like in the know of like how gaming works and stuff. But anyway, so she would ask me, why is my game so laggy? So I go over there and I tried to see what she's talking about, she means it's stuttery. People notice more whenever there's less frame rate rather than having worse graphics. To a point.
Yeah, I think I would agree.
I think anything below 100 looks bad.
George has been like ever since he's gotten his PC and high hertz, he's like won't ever go
What?
back.
I can run the Arc Raiders ultra settings with high ray tracing at 110.
Cool. Gold star.
Weird flex, bro.
So,
Okay.
well, we all come to consensus. We don't think ray tracing worth it. And then I'll do one more, and then this will wrap it up for probably today's podcast. But I'll do one more. Is ad block piracy?
Yes.
Wait, piracy.
Piracy.
Ad block.
Is ad block piracy?
I'm not connecting the dots here.
Because you're
Explain.
not paying for their subscription to get rid of those ads.
Or in the same sense, when you go to a website, you're not giving them money and you're getting the content for free
By not
blocking
looking at the ads.
So is it piracy because you're almost? I think the consensus is because you're not giving money to them for viewing
Or
something, and you're
maybe.
Okay.
bypassing that.
I
So
think
would you consider ad block piracy? And I will say, with my answer,
Piracy.
I ad block, and I totally support using an ad blocker. I hate ads. I hate it's
want to
my
break from the ads.
pet peeve, but I think ad block is piracy because
It is.
it harms like in YouTube's case. If you have ad block,
Does
it
not
harms
work.
creators. They don't get paid for you watching their video because you're not getting the ads. So
That's why I pay for
I don't
YouTube
think it's
Premium.
piracy because it is a accepted practice to have an ad blocker.
is it though?
It's an accepted practice. They're not shut down. They're not like
Google-
illegal.
Google's
Google will
like pushing to get them
yeah.
all taken down. Although Firefox, you can
Although
just go
Google
run.
can do their own ad blocker. That's why they want everyone else's ad
Yeah,
blocker.
because they
gone,
want you to
'cause they-
pay for theirs.
They want you to pay for theirs.
Get
Yeah.
the YouTube Premium, like George does.
That's so ad blocking's not illegal. You can do it. You can purchase an ad blocker, you can download an ad blocker, whatever. That's been around for years. Knowing that, YouTubers who create content and use ads to get paid, is that a piracy of people's time for you to get shoved ads in your face when I'm just want to watch what content are you showing me today?
You know what I will say though, because I have my
So
YouTube
no,
channel.
so I just flipped it on that.
I have
It's
my
like,
YouTube
is that
channel.
their piracy?
I don't
of
earn
their
money
time?
off of ads because I don't have
Yeah.
enough subscribers. But I'll click on my video and I'll get an ad. So to a point, I'm like, dog, what?
Yeah.
But so to me, it's not piracy because
Where's
it's
my
a known
revenue?
thing that they're walking into. They're doing content, and they're gonna get paid by the ads. But there's gonna be people that don't see it.
You good? I thought he was like doing fine. I thought I was gonna die. Well, yeah, and like you're saying, but with like the YouTube ads specifically, like those ones get most of the money goes to Google, and then the creators get a cut of that.
No, and then that's
Same with Twitch.
that's
same
just
with,
an example that I was giving.
But- So-
there's
I was pondering this question and still not connecting the dots about why it was, how you explained it. Because I always considered piracy to be copying and redistributing of content.
piracy isn't like if I received that copy, I would also be committing piracy.
Yeah, the pirates just sat on the gold. They
So
never used it to buy
the
it.
act of illegally copying computer programs, recordings, films, etc., to sell them at cheaper prices is like one example. That's the one I was thinking of. But you're saying it is the act of
It's more like
accessing it without paying it.
Yes, as well. Is also
Yeah,
the
because you
act
can
of
pirate a
piracy.
move.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can access their content. YouTube's free. YouTube is free.
Well, technically, if you
And
look at it, it's free with ads. If you
with
want it without ads, you
ads-
pay.
yeah.
But
it's
if you have
free
an
with
ad
that.
blocker, then okay.
then you're pirating their
You're not pirating
subscription.
anything. You're not stealing their money.
So here's
You're just not giving them revenue.
Here's
You
another
didn't steal
thing.
any money. You got no money out of this whole deal. So there's no piracy there.
So-
I'm getting content.
For
The-
what?
There's
What,
another
you gonna make money
argument,
off it?
That ad blocking is not bad because all ad blocking does is change your local. You're not changing the content. You're not changing any like actual delivery of that content. You're changing how you receive it. You're like it's a very like localized
Yeah,
thing.
it's not affecting others.
Yeah.
It's just affecting your machine,
Yes.
your browser.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I'm going to say no. It's not. It's not
I don't
piracy.
think it's
It's not.
piracy.
Well, pirating a game doesn't affect others.
That's like literally just copying the game and like illegally breaking the terms of it.
Yeah.
But he's saying it doesn't hurt others.
Yeah, you guys are
Other
saying
players.
You're saying your ad blocker doesn't hurt anybody.
If you don't distribute it,
But it's still illegal for him to get.
Yeah.
but you accepted a terms of service. Do you accept a terms of service that I have
I
to watch
think
every
so.
ad on YouTube?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so. I don't think
Let me search up if YouTube has a terms of service.
Josh, what's your,
That you-
your take?
He's going to be there for
that
hours.
that is
He's gonna read the whole terms.
you're
of
not
service.
you cannot access YouTube if you have an ad blocker. There's nothing-
Actually,
Sometimes stop the video
they'll
if you
stop
have
it,
a
and
ad blocker.
I don't know.
That's an interesting question.
I fully support it. I support ad blocking.
So yes, it does violate the YouTube terms of service if you use an ad blocker because it interferes with the service and prevents ads from being shown.
to yourself.
Yeah.
which
You're not
doesn't
affecting
bring
you.
revenue for YouTube or the content creator
Hmm.
or me because I don't get paid anyways.
Blocking ads means you are not supporting you're not supporting creators and the free service. So YouTube will ask you to allow ads or subscribe or to premium.
So if you're running an ad blocker and they don't let you on it, okay.
Yeah.
That's your
Sometimes
choice.
refreshing the page works. Have you tried?
F5. Hey, I see the video.
Like a charm. But
I
alrighty.
stand corrected, George. But
So then,
ad blocker doesn't change my opinion.
I pay for YouTube Premium, so it doesn't matter. to me.
Loser.
so now,
You?
in order for the companies to like have access to my content, my data, I'm gonna start showing them ads so that I can get money for it.
Yeah.
What ads
start-
would you show?
I'm gonna charge the company
just me
to
eating
get
cereal,
my
I guess. I
data.
don't know.
I'm gonna start charging the company for my data. Google, you want to know my date of birth? That'll be $10 a month.
You send an email to Google of your terms of service.
My terms of service if you want to have my date of birth. But alrighty, well, I think that'll wrap up our podcast. So I want to thank you for listening, and you can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and then we're on video format on YouTube. I was your host, Jacob. I was here with my other co-host.
Don't use ad blocker when you watch our video. Just
No, I fully support use ad blocker.
We're not even monetized anyway.
I know.
This is we're doing this for fun. But I was my co-host, Josh,
Yep.
Tim,
See ya.
George.
You'll be able to read the podcast when we come to Audible.
That's a
I sent you the thing. Brandon Sanderson himself said it.
and of
I
course,
saw that too. I saw that.
of course, Isaac.
That made me mad.
Brandon
See you guys.
Sanderson.
Thanks for reading, listening, whatever.
Bye.
So, bye.